So you've got a great perspective on what you've seen Chicago's business climate go through over the years. What are your observations on it today? What are you seeing that's different than, say, 5, 10, 15 years ago?
I'm not sure. I mean, it's a business town. It's always been a business town in a unique kind of way. The other thing that's been unique about business in Chicago has been the engagement of business in the civic sector. So both in terms of the nonprofit world and in their relationship with government in terms of agenda setting has always been like 125 years, and it really is an unusual thing elsewhere. Of all the cities, the major metropolitan areas in Chicago, Chicago has the highest concentration of people below 30 within 3 miles of downtown. So it's their town, because you can live the big city life, have really great quality of life compared to any other big city, and still have money left over for beer, which is like really a critical issue, in my opinion. And so I think we've seen those kind of strategic changes that are hugely important. The other thing that's happened that nobody pays much attention to is the digital infrastructure is huge. So it has historic roots, but at this point we're still can move more data faster, bigger packets than any place on the planet. And I don't think that we've made the jump out of sort of the scientific and academic world in terms of the applying that capability, but it's there. And so there are things we can do in terms of genomics and other stuff that just are data hogs, that and even film for that matter. We could do simultaneous editing between here and London and Chicago, but if you go only just a couple miles from downtown, it drops off like a cliff. And so I think Obama and Quinn are really talking about getting broadband capability out there. And I think that will empower entrepreneurs as well. But it's so we have just everything we need to do it, and so it's just a matter of spark and spunk and the next generation to come take over. It's a time for a revolution, really.
I think Chicago's uniquely situated to deliver on the next wave of the technology revolution, because we're a brass tacks Midwestern, put your shoulder into it, work hard kind of city. Now with the exposure and experience that all these entrepreneurs are getting inside these big successful companies, you mentioned Groupon, the amount of spin-offs are going to come from that, the energy level that are in all these meetup groups that are going on, and all these, I mean, there's probably 2-3 dozen companies that are really doing well and getting, great exposure. That's because it's what does the customer need? Let's figure out a way to deliver that, and let's be real about it, and not, have a bunch of great press releases and, cool.
And even before the dot-bomb world, there's the sham part of it was well known, but what is less well known is that probably 4 of the top 7 consulting firms in IT were based in Chicago. So what Chicago did, it didn't invent the software, but it went from here on airplanes every day and came back Friday telling companies around the world and around the United States how you make money with this software, again, which is the sort of the Midwestern sensibility. So combining that with the creative and the entrepreneurial and the desire to stay in these beautiful winters that we have that must be extraordinarily inspirational for all of us somehow.